It is content time, or at least very soon it is. Hey, what's up guys, Cliff here once again, and BlizzCon has brought a fair share of announcements, including a bunch of really interesting looking Overwatch content, and that's exactly what we'll be talking about today, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's kick things off with what I'm personally most excited about, and that's the addition of Arcade Mode. The Arcade will be adding not only a bunch of new game modes that we'll talk about in detail in a second, but also finally give players the means to earn loot boxes other than just grinding levels, with the most recent addition to the PTR to equalize the amount of XP required to level up starting from the first prestige rank. This surely is needed, but how can I get these loot boxes, you might wonder? Well, that's easy. Every week you will be able to earn a loot box for your first 3 victories in each of the new game modes, which means that for a total of 9 victories across 3 game modes a week, you'll be getting 3 loot boxes. So let's talk about those game modes. First off, we got the 1v1 mystery duel. In this game mode, you will be up against a random opponent in a best of 9 match where every round the game will assign random heroes to you. The next game mode is a 3v3 elimination, a best of 5 arena style competition where you and your 2 teammates will lock into heroes each round with no respawn. Along with that, we also got the 6v6 mystery heroes, which, as the name suggests, is our standard 6v6 round with random heroes assigned, as also the new All Brawls game mode that will seemingly replace our old Brawl system. In this game mode, we have the most popular brawls of the past 4 months playing in rotation, which Blizzard plans to add more to the roster. And lastly, the really big deal, 6v6 no limits. I'm very pleased to tell you that there will finally be a 1 hero limit in quick play, and instead 6v6 no limits will replace the crazy no hero limit style of gameplay. Let's talk about all those game modes more in detail. Now, the 1v1 mystery duel is a very interesting type of game mode because for the most part Overwatch has a relatively low time to kill, meaning even though the best of 9 sounds like a really big grind initially, depending on how good the people are with their random heroes, each individual round could be over very quickly. It is worth noting that for this and the 3v3 eliminations we are getting a brand new map, namely Eco Point Antarctica. It is certainly a fairly interesting looking map and it's tied to May's origin story. It is a small scale arena specifically made for these types of competitions, and they said they're working on more. The 1v1 mystery duel seems a little too random for my taste to make it competitive. I could very well imagine that this could end up very frustrating for some players who try to grind their 3 wins and keep getting heroes they're bad with. At any rate, since the hero selection is always randomized, everyone is at least on even footing, so I guess it's fine. For 3v3 eliminations, I see great potential. The only thing that worries me is that we might end up in a situation where only a handful of comps are going to be viable for people with a strong competitive mindset. I'm wondering if there's going to be a separate MMR system in place for those arena type game modes to make sure that tryhards only play against tryhards and people who just want to grind the loot boxes don't end up facing off against the same comp over and over again because it is the meta. But what is great about this game mode is that you can change your comp every round. I'm really wondering how people are going to end up playing this, if there are mind games involved with a team that just got beaten picking counters and the others anticipating those counters and swap to other heroes to counter the counters. I feel like this could actually be really fun to watch, and I'm curious to see if we'll see this become more than an arcade but an actual competitive game mode. However, that is very far stretched for a game mode that isn't even on the PTR just yet. For Mystery Heroes, I am personally not entirely sure if this game mode was necessary. I personally don't see myself playing this too much, but that's why you guys can feel free to leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. All Brawls is definitely an amazing thing for everyone who enjoyed the Brawls. I would have been sad to see them go away entirely, even though I only rarely touched them. What I really like about their approach with this arcade is that they decided against the idea of introducing unranked, which for all intents and purposes quick play is right now. As it stays right now, the game doesn't really have a lot a player can do just for the sake of having fun. Quick play is kind of like ranked, but with more trolls, so if you're not willing to engage into 6 tourbillon madness and the entire team doesn't agree to trolling together, you're likely not going to have a great deal of fun. Now with the arcade, Blizzard has added a massive amount of content for all of us who want to take a break from ranked or deviate from the standard 6v6 gameplay, and that's amazing. What's even better is that quick play finally becomes an environment for people to be able to try new heroes out and practice them in a serious manner to incorporate into their ranked roster, and that to me is absolutely massive. But enough about the arcade now, let's move on to the other things that are new. We are also going to get a new map going by the name of Oasis. This map is located somewhere in the Arabian Desert and has been terraformed into existence. Oasis features a new mechanic we haven't seen yet by the inclusion of jump pads. We haven't seen too much of this map yet, so knowing whether or not it'll be good and what kind of an impact it'll have on the competitive map rotations is hard to tell. Including jump pads on paper certainly does sound very gimmicky and silly, so it would be perfect for the likes of Mystery Heroes or No Limit 6v6. However, how this is going to be utilized in competitive play is what really interests me. A good Widowmaker already uses her grappling hook to propel herself into the air in an attempt to get a cheeky headshot. Is this going to be the ultimate form of that? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And lastly, we got a brand new skin for our favorite cyborg ninja, Genji with the Oni skin. You'll be able to unlock the skin and more goodies by playing 15 games with a friend or multiple friends in Heroes of the Storm. Now, I feel like Heroes of the Storm doesn't get anywhere near enough credit. If you haven't tried it already, I do strongly recommend it. I personally am not a fan of MOBAs at all, but I still really enjoy Heroes of the Storm. It's kind of like Overwatch in that it is super easy to get into and have fun, but still offers a sufficiently high skill ceiling if you want to try hard, especially if you play with friends. So do take this opportunity, guys. Grab a few friends and play those 15 matches. If you do happen to like it and want to play more, if you go for 30 matches, you'll get a ton of additional rewards for Heroes itself. To give you guys some dates for when all this is going down, the arcade mode will go onto the PTR together with Sombra this upcoming week, with the new map Oasis following in December. The Heroes of the Storm promo starts on November 15th and ends on January 4th, so that's plenty of time for you guys to try it out. I've been talking about Sombra in this particular video because I made an entire video dedicated just to her, so if you want to check that out, do feel free to do so. But anyway, this is me done for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to drop me a like and rate if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope to see you guys next time.
Holy Cliff, Rossi perfect, yeah, Cliff. Chujące się, to mnie pod Cliff.
Огонь по готовности!
To było dobry, Cliffie, dobry Cliffie. Very good, Cliff, very good.